ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Darth Plagueis was a dark lord of the Sith.
Is it possible to learn this power?
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
That's Palpatine's way of saying yes. The answer is a very large, resounding yes. Sully, run the film. Yeah, that's right, Disney. I use Star Wars clips in this video. Come on, give me a copyright strike. I dare you.
Strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Getting back to the subject matter at hand here, this build can essentially be used with any subclass, but today specifically, we're going to start with the Middle Tree Stormcaller. You've got two big abilities here, and they are as follows. Ball Lightning is an arc projectile that travels forward and releases a perpendicular bolt of Sith Lord energy straight from the dark side. Pulse Wave is irrelevant and doesn't matter because seasonal reload mods. And lastly, Ionic Trace is incredibly handy because every kill, regardless of how you got it, has a chance to create a beam of light that you have to chase around while you're getting shot at and try and grab it, and it's really annoying, but each time you grab one, it restores energy for all the abilities that you have, including your casts, so good stuff. Good stuff. Nezarec Sin is the exotic that you're going to be using, and that's because void kills from any source increase cooldown speeds on all abilities, and I cannot stress this enough, on every elemental subclass. Yes, that's right. The armor restores ability energy to any subclass. The Void Walker, the Sith Lord, the Flaming Eagle, everything. That is far more crucial than you might realize right now. Alright, guns, big booms, explodey sticks, ranged stabby stabs, whatever you want to call them, I don't care. We're taking the Recluse because it's the best SMG in the entire game, and with heavy-handed you basically never run out of ammunition, so obviously if you take anything else you're just doing it wrong. And next up we're taking the Tractor Cannon because Void Shotgun that has a massive damage cone. If the Recluse just isn't cutting it, grab the Tractor Cannon and blow everything in front of you into another dimension. And if it somehow manages to not die, now it's all weak and squishy and you can just smash it into submission. So now we're going to move on to mods, and boy are there a lot of them this time. We're starting with Lightning Strikes Twice, as it increases discipline every time you get a grenade final blow, and that effect increases based on how many final blows you get with a single grenade. And of course, it wouldn't really be worth your time if that didn't stack on top of Nezarec Sin. An optional mod that you don't need, but I totally recommend because why are you even playing if you're not playing endgame content, is Surge Detonators. This adds a disruption debuff to your grenade, as if it wasn't already broken enough with 2 stacking buffs on it. Number 3 is Tyrant Surge, which drops a Warmind Cell on arc ability damage. Since we're doing the whole Sith Lord thing and just kind of shocking everything to death, that is extremely handy for blowing everything up, especially when it's already been debuffed by the Tractor Cannon. And lastly, like I said earlier, you're going to need heavy-handed as well. This will return ammunition to your reserves for SMGs, fusion rifles, shotguns, and sidearms. And on top of that, you also get half of your melee energy back anytime you use a melee attack while charged with light. So yeah, double trouble. If you absolutely have to take a worthy mod for whatever reason, take either the Power of Rasputin, which makes you deal more damage to targets close to a Warmind Cell, or Cellular Suppression, which creates a blast of void suppressing energy when you damage it. Very, very handy for trying Seraph guns with all of these abilities. So we've got all our gear slotted and our guns ready to go. So how does it work? Well, I'm glad you asked, because it's really easy, so I'm going to learn you some stuff. The Recluse and the Tractor Cannon are your boys here. Kills with them activate an ability called Abyssal Extractors that increases the cooldown of all your abilities. Stacking on that is Lightning Strikes Twice, which gives you a stat boost to your grenade cooldown. So, once those two activate, you're now chucking grenades faster and grabbing orbs of light that the Recluse /and/or the Tractor Cannon are dropping, which is both filling up your cast and charging you with light, which means you'll also get half of your melee energy back every time you throw a ball of lightning. And because we've got Tyrant Surge here as well, a lot of those arc abilities are going to drop Warmind Cells, which become way more potent than they originally were after you hit something with the Tractor Cannon. With all of the mayhem and death flying around everywhere, your super will charge extremely fast, and you'll be throwing a massive Kamehameha wave every other minute and a half or so. That is also extremely powerful when combined with the Tractor Cannon, and even more so if you cast a Damage Rift too. And let's not forget about the Warmind Cells that it will inevitably create, because arc damage, Tyrant Surge, you see what I'm doing here, right? Arc damage everywhere. Abilities constantly charging one another that stem from both the exotic and the seasonal mods, creating a circular energy chain that allows you to use one ability to charge another. Your guns activate a stat boost, your grenades activate another stat boost, stacking on the first, and those guns create orbs. Those orbs fuel your melee command, which in turn creates a Warmind Cell, which deals void damage depending on what worthy mods you have equipped. It's a circle, a very violent space magic circle. Essentially, you tear everything in half for a few moments using your void guns, and then you start stacking buffs from your grenade as well. The more grenades you throw, the faster they'll charge, on top of Abyssal Extractors, which charges all abilities faster as well. The idea here is that you're running fast and loose with your health by utilizing high damage abilities with a very aggressive combat style that utilizes a number of damage increasing buffs. The object here is to smash everything that you see down into a fine powder that you can use as flour in tomorrow morning's breakfast pancakes. Instant death.